You know, I want to start off the video explaining to you guys I'm a fun guy. Like a really fun guy. Like I'm gonna ask my friends to put in the comments, like, am I not like I'm a hilarious dude? Probably one of the funniest people you'll ever meet in your life. The problem I have is that I'm also wildly dedicated, like wildly serious about achieving the goals that I've set for my life. And if we ever talk one on one, you might hear about some of those goals. They're lofty, they're wild, but the thing is I have a hard time not being serious in my not being too serious in my videos because I get so serious about it. I want people to take me serious. But I realize, like, look, I am who I am. I'm fun. I like to have fun. I like to joke. And I wanted to really put that in my video. So today's video is about, was it worth it? That's the title. Was it worth it? And I think that a lot of people get things twisted because coaches and these masterminds and things like that oftentimes will try to tell you the way that you should be living your life, right? Cut these things out, do this, do that. This is the pathway to success. Look, swipe it out. Swipe it out with me. I spent, honestly, I think it was like $60,000 or $70,000 last year, between last year and this year, on just all kinds of coaches and masterminds. Swipe it out with me. I learned a lot from it, but I'm going to give you some game, and then you can choose, which coach or mastermind you want to do next. But I'm going to tell you right now, swipe it out. You get to define what success is for your life. So someone else can't necessarily tell you what the road is to success. They can only tell you what their road to success was. Also, that road to success was yesterday. Time moves fast. If someone's telling you about how they did something 10 years ago, move on. Because 10 years ago, I think we had, what was it? The first iPhone was at 2010. First iPhone came out in 2007. So we were on iPhone 3GS. You think that's the same thing as the iPhone we have now? You think is Amazon the same thing? Is real estate the same thing? 10 years ago, we were coming out of, what was it, like the whole crash, right? I mean, seriously, what are we talking about? That's not success to me. Success is what you define it as. What do you believe success is for your life? That's why I asked those questions of you yesterday. How do you know you've gone far enough if you don't go too far? What kind of life are you going to gift your time? What is the point to life if there is no point to life? So here's the cool thing we get to do. We get to define what success is for us. And then you can constantly change that, evolve that. Our society, honestly, has a lot of things wrong. And one of the things is like, they tell you have to be concrete. Like when I'm talking to people about what I do, they're like, oh, is this what you're doing full time? Like, you don't, what I do, nothing is really full time outside of my goal. Now, some things fit into what that is, right? Like if like a part of me wants to go back and work for a startup. I want to do that for the next 5 to 10 years of just learning, growing, helping a company build, becoming a better version of itself, becoming a better version of myself, helping that company get to an exit, helping that company, go public, building and being a part of a team. There's nothing wrong with that. I left my job and I'm actually thinking about going back to a 9 to 5 and wanting to go back to a 9 to 5 because that's the process. The process is realizing, what are my weaknesses? What are my strengths? What can I grow from? What do I want to do? Nothing is your full-time job is life. Life. The job that you have is just the job that you have, and then you can define what success is within that job. You can define what you want for success. And so today's video is about, was it worth it? Was it worth it to you? I have this thing I do where I go through these cycles where I do stuff randomly. Like I'll play video games on my phone, or I'll rehook up the PS4, or I'll play games on my computer. And I realized that, for a while, because of all these coaches and masterminds and stuff I was in, it was like, this thing is wrong. You shouldn't do this, or, you should do this. This is the pathway to success, and this is the pathway to success. And now I realize, I just need to stop and ask myself, was it worth it? I tried to do an audit of my day yesterday. Before we can get to was it worth it, you have to ask yourself, what is the goal? What is success for me? And then when you look at your day, your week, your month, your year, you're able to audit the steps that you have taken in the process, right? So for me, I downloaded FreeCell, classic game. And I realized yesterday, I felt today I was like, man, I might have played that game a little much yesterday. So I opened my phone, I checked the activity for yesterday, I played the game for an hour and 6 minutes. Now I was only playing it in between little breaks and stuff like that, but it added up. And when I asked myself, was it worth it? I looked at how much time I spent reading and it was less than an hour. I really get a lot of joy out of reading and learning. So I asked myself, was it worth it? Was it worth not being able to read to the level that you wanted to because you didn't have time to read yesterday? And so I've realized by asking myself, after setting what success is for myself, saying, what now that we've defined success, is the activity that we're doing worth it? Nothing within itself is inherently wrong. You get to choose the rules to this life. So if you think about that, that means that like when someone says video games is wrong, shouldn't play video games. Well, if that was the case, then someone like Ninja wouldn't exist, who makes millions of dollars playing video games because he defined what success was, and video games were a way for him to have success. So he paid multiple hours of video games every day until he had success. Is that success for you? Is that going to make you happy? Is being a parent success to you? Is being a great husband success to you? Like, you have to define success before you step into the next step of the process. And so for me, I have to constantly ask myself, is it worth it to you, Django? Is this what you want to do with your life? And most times, the things that I view as distractions, right? Video games, sometimes going out, partying, spending money in the wrong times, those end up being distractions. So here is the process, and I'm going to say to you, and this is going to continue down the road as we continue to talk about being unchained, right? You have to first define success for yourself. You have to say to yourself, what matters to me? What do I want to do with my life? What kind of life am I going to gift my time? And then once you set that point, you then are able to say, what kind of activities can I do every day to get one step closer to my goal? Awesome. And then once you've defined that success, and now you've asked the question, you start doing the activity every day. And every day is not going to be perfect. Some days are going to be harder than others. But the beautiful thing about the process is you're able to look back, audit what you did, and ask yourself, was it worth it? It's beautiful how easy life can be when you do it right. And this is how I want to do videos now. You let me know what you think. You think that, maybe being more serious, and letting you understand what it is that I believe. Or if you like fun Django, who also puts in the good stuff. I love life. I love you. I love the process. I love the growth. And I know that we can do it together. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to do all kinds of wild stuff. 9 to 5 might be the goal that you have, right? Being the best parent you can be might be the goal that you have. Some of us have responsibilities that we've chosen. You don't get to just burn them. I mean, technically you can burn the responsibilities down to the ground. But what I would say is how can I chase what's meaningful? Not about what can I chase that makes me happy, because happiness is a choice. I'm happy right now. I don't have all the things that I want in life. How can I chase what's meaningful? And you can identify what's meaningful to your life. Identify that for yourself. Decide that for yourself. Define that for yourself. And then get started in the process. And as you're in the process, you look back and you ask yourself, was it worth it? Was that worth it? Is this a distraction to me? There's seasons. Maybe right now that's not a distraction. I don't fast all the time. Sometimes I'm eating a ton. Sometimes I'm fasting. It's about the process, the beauty, the growth. That's life. Some of us want answers right now. We want answers. Sadhguru said, we want the definiteness of death. The truth of death in the uncertainty of life. Life is beautiful. Life is growth. Life is change. We don't get to just say that something is concrete and this is just the way that it has to be for our life. It's a beautiful thing. It's a process. It's growth. It's going. It's moving. It's being great. So today, if you haven't done it, here's the steps. Define success for yourself. What are the rules of success? How are you going to achieve it? What do you need to put in to do and chase what is meaningful for your life? And then start that process. And as you're in the process, run an audit and say, was it worth it? Was it worth it to me? Did I do enough? Was it good? Was today great? How can I be better? And as it goes on, Hours will turn to days. Days will turn to weeks. Weeks will turn to months. Months into years and decades. And when that happens, you'll look back and you will be shocked the type of person that you've become. That's how we got here. That's how we're going to get there. Woo! I feel good. Have a great day. This is Living Unchained.